There's something fascinating about how the Toyota Fortuner keeps evolving without ever trying to reinvent itself completely. And from what we're seeing so far, the 2027 version seems to follow that same philosophy: refine, not revolutionize. If you've spent time around previous Fortuners, the new one doesn't feel like a dramatic shift in character. Instead, it feels like Toyota finally listened to years of quiet feedback from owners. The kind of feedback that doesn't show up in spec sheets but becomes obvious once you live with the vehicle daily. The Fortuner has always been about presence more than flash, and that still comes through here. It doesn't try to look futuristic in the way some new SUVs do. The shape is still upright, still purposeful. But the detailing is sharper now, and the stance feels more planted, less top-heavy than before. You get the impression that Toyota wanted it to feel expensive without making it soft. And that's important, because the Fortuner sits in an interesting space today. Buyers aren't just comparing it with traditional ladder frame rivals anymore, they're also looking at softer monocoque SUVs that promise more comfort and tech. Toyota's response seems clear: keep the toughness, but make it livable. Underneath, the core philosophy doesn't appear to be changing much. The Fortuner remains a body-on-frame SUV, which, frankly, is why people buy it in the first place. The proven 2.8-liter diesel still makes sense here, especially in markets like ours where torque matters more than 0 to 100 bragging rights. In current hybrid-assisted form, that engine already produces around 204 horsepower and up to 500 Nm of torque. And the addition of mild hybrid tech in recent updates suggests Toyota is leaning toward efficiency and smoothness rather than chasing outright performance. HT Auto. That's a smart move. Interestingly, early discussions around the next-gen Fortuner hint at further electrification support, likely a mild hybrid setup that improve. Because let's talk about the reality, this has never been the most comfortable SUV in its class. Even fans admit that the ride quality has historically been a compromise, especially on broken roads where the ladder frame can feel busy. Some longtime users openly say ride comfort is something they wish Toyota would finally improve. So here's the weak point: even in its newer evolution, the Fortuner still prioritizes durability over comfort. You feel the structure beneath you. That's great off-road, but on urban commutes, it's not as relaxed as some crossover-based rivals. But then again, that's the trade-off. Because the strong point remains exactly what it's always been: reliability and mechanical honesty. This is still the SUV you buy when you want something that can survive years of abuse without drama. It's telling that even older models continue to command strong resale value in Pakistan, with current variants reaching up to around PKR 20 million depending on trim. Driver.pk. People trust this platform, and Toyota knows it. The interesting part, though, is how the Fortuner seems to be quietly moving upmarket. Not in a flashy, luxury SUV way, but in subtle refinement. Expect improved digital interfaces, better material quality, and more everyday usability. Without losing physical controls. That last part matters more than people realize. When you're off-road or driving long distances, touch-only systems become annoying very quickly. Another unexpected detail is how Toyota appears to be resisting the temptation to turn the Fortuner into a lifestyle SUV. While the broader lineup is expanding, with new models like the upcoming Land Cruiser FJ also sharing the IMV platform. The Fortuner seems set to remain the dependable middle ground between rugged utility and family practicality. It's not trying to be a Land Cruiser. And it's definitely not trying to be a crossover. In today's SUV market, that clarity of identity is rare. The 2027 Fortuner doesn't feel like it's chasing trends, it feels like it's doubling down on what made it successful in the first place, while quietly fixing the rough edges owners have lived with for years. And in a world where many SUVs are becoming softer, more complicated, and more disposable, there's something reassuring about that.